Own your weaknesses before they own you. Most people walk around every day pretending they're strong, pretending they've got it all together. But deep down, they know. They're full of it. Weaknesses, they bury them in excuses, in distractions, in blaming other people. But here's the truth. Whatever you refuse to face will eat you alive. You can fake confidence. You can flex in the mirror. You can post all the motivational quotes you want. But when you're alone, when it's just you and your thoughts, you know exactly where you're weak. You know exactly what's holding you back. Maybe it's your discipline. Maybe you quit everything the moment it gets hard. Maybe it's your fear of failure, so you never even start. Maybe it's that voice in your head telling you you're not good enough. And instead of standing up to it, you obey it like a damn servant. You can't outrun your weaknesses. You can't wish them away. You can't pretend they don't exist, because the moment you're under pressure, when life gets real, your weaknesses will be the first thing to expose you. They will break you. They will own you. So what do? You go to war. You drag every single one of your weaknesses out into the light. You expose them. You analyze them. You take full ownership of them. No sugarcoating, no excuses, just raw, brutal truth. And once you see them for what they are, you go to work. You attack them every single day. You don't avoid discomfort. You chase it. You don't ignore pain. You welcome it. Because every time you confront a weakness, every time you work on what makes you feel small, you take away its power. But make no mistake, this is a lifetime fight. Weaknesses don't just disappear. They wait. They lurk. And the second you stop hunting them down, they come back stronger. So you either face them now or you spend the rest of your life being owned by them. Suffering is the currency of transformation. Everybody wants to change. Everybody wants to be better. But the second life turns up the heat, they run. The second things get uncomfortable, they start making excuses. They want transformation, but they don't want to pay for it. Here's the deal. You don't get stronger, smarter, or tougher for free. There's a price. And that price is suffering, pain, struggle. Those moments where everything in you is screaming to quit. That's the currency you have to pay. Most people don't get that. They want shortcuts. They want hacks. They want easy. But you don't buy greatness with comfort. You buy it with blood, sweat, and tears. You buy it by pushing when every cell in your body is begging you to stop. People think suffering is the enemy. That's because they've been lied to their whole lives. They've been told to seek comfort, to avoid pain, to take the path of least resistance, and now they're soft, weak. Their whole life is built around running from the very thing that can make them unstoppable. Suffering isn't the enemy. It's the gateway. It's the proving ground. It's the only thing that separates those who want it from those who have it. You think transformation happens when things are easy? Hell no. Transformation happens when you're broken, when you're beaten down, when you're gasping for air, drenched in sweat, and your body and mind are telling you stop. That's the moment. That's the price. And most people aren't willing to pay it. But if you are, if you're the type of person who looks at pain and says, bring it. If you're the type who wakes up every day ready to suffer for what you want, then nothing can stop you. Because suffering isn't punishment. It's the cost of greatness. And most people are too damn cheap to pay it. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is weak. It's a scam. It's the biggest lie people tell themselves when they want to feel good about doing nothing. You ever wake up one day and feel fired up like you can take on the world? That's motivation. Now, fast forward to the next morning, you wake up tired, sore, not in the mood. Where's that motivation now? It's gone. It left you in the middle of the night like a thief. That's why you can't rely on it. Motivation is like a cheap battery. Works great at first, but the second things get tough, it's dead. And that's where discipline comes in. Discipline doesn't give a damn how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're sore, if you don't feel like it. Discipline gets up when the alarm goes off. Discipline puts in the work when no one's watching. Discipline doesn't negotiate. Most people will never understand this. They chase motivation like junkies looking for a hit. They scroll through quotes, watch hype videos, wait for that magical spark to get them moving. But real winners, they don't wait. They just go. They understand that success isn't about feeling good. It's about showing up day after day, whether they feel like it or not. Think about it. When has motivation ever lasted? When has it stuck with you through the grind, the setbacks, the failures? Never. Because motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Discipline is a reason you do what needs to be done, even when you don't want to. It's the reason you wake up at 4 a.m. when everyone else is sleeping. It's the reason you train in the rain, in the cold, in the heat, while everyone else is making excuses. Because discipline is the only thing that separates talkers from doers. And if you don't have it, you'll never go anywhere. Master the mind or be a slave to it. Your mind is the most dangerous weapon you own, or the biggest weakness you have. And most people, they're slaves to it. You ever notice how your mind always takes the easy way out? The second things get hard, it starts whispering, take a break. You can do it later. This isn't for you. That's the trap. That's the voice that keeps people weak, average, and stuck in the same miserable cycle for years. And the worst part, most people believe it. They obey it like it's some higher power instead of what it really is, an excuse machine built for comfort. Your mind is your worst enemy until you make it your strongest ally. And that doesn't happen by accident. That happens through war. You have to train your mind like you train your body. You have to put it through hell, because if you don't control it, it will control you. Every day you've got two choices. Be the master of your mind, tell it what to do, push past its lies, and keep moving forward, even when every part of you is screaming to stop. Be its slave. Let it dictate your life, keep you in fear, and hold you back from every single thing you're capable of. Most people pick option 2 without even realizing it. They let their thoughts control their actions. They let emotions dictate their day. They let fear drive their decisions. And before they know it, years pass and they're still the same weak version of themselves. You think champions listen to their mind when it tells them to quit? Hell no. They override it. They say, I hear you, but I don't take orders from you. They rewrite the programming. They decide what their mind believes, not the other way around. Because at the end of the day, the mind is just a tool. It's like a wild horse. You either break it, train it, and make it work for you, or you let it run wild and destroy everything in its path. So the question is, who's in charge? You or that weak voice in your head? Collapse the soul, not just the body. Everybody talks about getting stronger, getting tougher, getting in shape. They put in the work at the gym, run a few miles, lift some heavy weights. Cool. But here's the real question. What happens when life punches you in the face? Because it will. And when it does, your biceps won't save you. Your six-pack won't mean a damn thing. The only thing that matters in that moment is what's inside you. Your mind, your heart, your soul. Most people spend their whole lives toughening up the outside while staying soft on the inside. They build muscles, but fold under pressure. They look strong, but crumble the second life gets real. That's because they never train their soul. You think life cares how many pounds you can bench? Life is going to test you in ways no workout ever could. It's going to throw heartbreak, failure, loss, humiliation, doubt. It's going to push you to the edge and see if you break. And most people do, because they never built the one thing that actually matters, an unbreakable mind. Chaos in the soul is just like chaos in your hands. You don't get it from reading books or watching motivational videos. You get it from suffering, from pushing through when everything in you wants to quit, from forcing yourself into the fire again and again until pain doesn't scare you anymore. You don't become mentally tough by accident. You build it. You take yourself to dark places. You force yourself to endure. You do the hard shit when nobody's watching, when no one will ever give you credit for it. And over time, that weakness, that softness, that fear, it all dies. And what's left? A warrior. Most people want easy. They want comfort. They want a smooth road. But comfort never built anything worth remembering. If you want to be the kind of person who can take any hit life throws at you and keep moving forward, then you have to start today. Polish your soul, because when the storm comes, and it will, that's the only thing that's going to keep you standing. It will never end. So keep going. Most people think if they grind hard enough, if they suffer long enough, if they push through just one more challenge, then life will finally get easy. That's a lie. There is no finish line. There is no point where the struggle disappears, where the pain stops, where life stops testing you. If anything, the higher you climb, the harder the hits get. The war never ends. You ever notice how people love to celebrate too early? They lose 20 pounds, then gain 30 back. They land a good job, then get lazy. They finally feel like they've made it, so they take their foot off the gas. And what happens? They fall right back to zero because they thought the fight was over. They thought they could stop. Let me tell you something. You never stop. You never arrive. There is always another battle coming, another test, another challenge that's going to see if you still have what it takes. And most people, they get soft, they get comfortable, they forget what got them there in the first place. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how far you've come. You are not done. The war is every single day. It's the voice in your head telling you to sleep in when you should be grinding. It's the resistance you feel when it's time to push through pain. It's life throwing curveballs at you when you least expect it. And you either stay ready or you get run over. This is why the best never stop. The greats, they wake up every day like they're still at the bottom. They keep that hunger, that edge, because they know the second they relax, the second they think they've won, they've already lost. So what's the move? You stay in the fight. You train like you're losing, even when you're winning. You put in the work when nobody's watching. You chase the next level like your life depends on it, because it does. Because this war, it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what you've done. It only cares if you're willing to keep going. No finish line, only the next battle. Everything I've said today comes down to one thing. Who you choose to become over the next 20 years is 100% on you. Nobody is going to hand you discipline. Nobody's going to drag you through suffering. Nobody is going to force you to master your mind, kill your excuses, or toughen up your soul. That's your job. Most people will hear this, feel fired up for a few minutes, then go right back to their same weak habits, right back to waiting for motivation, right back to hiding from discomfort. And guess what? In 20 years, they'll still be talking about how they could have been great. But a few of you will actually get it. You'll wake up tomorrow and put this into action. You'll stop making excuses. You'll start doing the work every damn day, no matter how hard it gets. And when life tests you, and trust me, it will, you won't break. You'll push harder. Because this war, it never ends, but neither do you. You keep going, you keep suffering, you keep growing. And one day, when people look at you and wonder how the hell you got so strong, so unstoppable, so damn unbreakable, you'll know. Because while they were making excuses, you were making yourself into a warrior.